You've retired. Congratulations! You have completed the long obstacle course of adulthood. Spreadsheets, children, taxes. That time you learned what VPN means. And you are now standing on a hilltop, peering over Europe like a slightly bewildered Caesar with a loyalty card. Spain waves from the beach with a cocktail and a man named Dave who has turned the color of antique leather. Italy beckons from a sunlit piazza, beautiful and late, promising to meet you yesterday. And then there is France, cheese balanced on a stack of paperwork, art leaning against history, the whole country insisting you sit down, breathe and have lunch like a functioning human. Let's be brave, sensible and French about this. Let's choose the place where you don't retire from life, you retire into life. First, the dull glitter of statistics. The French average about 82.4 years of life, not by accident, but by design and dairy. This is a nation that treats time as a crockpot, not as a microwave. The healthcare is universal, dignified, and deliciously undramatic, with out-of-pocket costs around 9%, which is among Europe's lowest, because civilization, it turns out, is just healthcare plus soup. Add a mutuelle, which is a top-up insurance, like a sensible scarf, and you are shielded from the sort of bills that make Americans sit down very suddenly. The French system is designed so you get ill, you are seen, you get better, and the only drama is a doctor gently advising you to eat less cheese while prescribing a cheese-adjacent antibiotic. About 85% of health spending is prepaid through the national system, which is a complicated way of saying no theatrical bills, no pharmacy panic, no financial cliff disguised as an invoice. For you see, the country has made a collective decision that sickness should not be a plot twist. And there is no retiring to the Stone Age either. 93% of households have fiber optic. You can live in a hamlet with 3 goats, 1 bell, and still zoom the grandchildren in alarming high definition. You will need provisions. Fortunately, France treats food as both religion and sport. Indeed, you don't grab lunch. Lunch is not something that allows grabbing. You will pursue it to the market that appears every Tuesday as if conjured by a mayor with a brass key, to the bakery that learns your name and your secrets, to the cafe that insists you sit and consider your priorities until your priorities change into a glass of something the color of good decisions. Within weeks, you will have strong opinions about the optimal crust fracture time for a baguette, which will be 8:17 a.m., and you will discuss this with 3 strangers who will become friends by the second pastry.
We'll return after these messages.
This video's sponsor is me. This is just a very short message to let you know that I have just published my very first short novel. It is in French, but I think it could interest some of you because you like France, you like French culture, I know you like my writing, so hey, why not? So you will find links somewhere on screen to find my book on Amazon, and I will also put links in the description. So if you're interested, have a look, and hopefully you have a good read, you enjoy it. Okay, let's go back to the video now.
We now join our regularly scheduled programming already in progress.
Also, culture will not wait politely for your interest. It will leap out from behind hedges. France has 54 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, which is show-off behavior, frankly, but delightful. You will pop into town for stamps and emerge inside a Roman amphitheater, listening to an elderly accordionist who has opinions about Caravaggio. In September, European Heritage Days fling open doors that are usually guarded by oak panels and men named Jean-Philippe. You will wander through chateaux and ministries like an enthusiastic burglar, and no one will stop you, because this is how we express affection for the past, by walking straight into it. But the weather, you say, pulling your cardigan tighter like a shield. France, obligingly, is not a single climate, but a tasting menu. If you want palm trees and winter smugness, the Riviera offers 2,700 to 2,850 hours of sun, like a factory with excellent management. If you prefer seasons you can wear, scarves, cider, a dignified melancholy, try the Loire or around Bordeaux. If you yearn for Atlantic breezes and oysters you swear are medicinal, Brittany and Charente-Maritime will make you cry into a very nice cognac. Here you don't accept the weather, you select it like a wine pairing for your personality disorder. Getting about? Trains. Glorious adult trains. Buy the Carte Avantage Senior for 49 euros a year, and suddenly long-distance TGV fares cap at 49, 69, 89 euros depending on distance, which means you can cross the country for less than the price of dinner in London and arrive with your soul intact. Regional lines carry you to villages so remote the hedgehogs have dialects. Mobility without traffic, independence with a bar carriage. This is how retirement is meant to feel. You reading, moving, arriving. Naturally, there is bureaucracy, the national crossword. For non-EU mortals, the long-stay visiteur route is your golden ticket. Demonstrate about 1,426 euros per month in resources for one person. Prove you have healthcare and a place to put your slippers, and the Republic will stamp you into serenity. Yes, there are documents about documents. Yes, you will need a binder that could stop a cannonball. But once you hold that residence card, you have earned the truly French pleasure of complaining about paperwork with authority. So, where will you put your lovely retired head? Outside Paris and the golden strip of the Côte d'Azur, France is still shockingly sane. You can buy old stone with thick walls and a soul in Charente, Dordogne, Creuse, Brittany for less than a sad sandwich in London or a dumpster on fire in LA. And this is not exile either. Actual communities with markets, doctors, trains, and bread baked by people who seem to care about your arteries. Community will arrive uninvited like a cat and then live in your kitchen. The baker will remember your croissant. The pharmacist will remember your knee. You will be included in apéro debates about whether Comté is allowed to be that mature, and the restoration of a church that had been quietly minding its own business since 1683. And here even introverts end up hosting dinners. The roads are good, the utilities behave, the wine forgives, and on Sundays the shops close so you can't do anything spectacularly productive. This is policy. The nation stops. You sit. You breathe. You remember hobbies you abandoned in 1998. You learn to do nothing and call it living, which is what it always was. And when wanderlust taps your shoulder, the map unfolds. From France, the world is reachable by civilized means. A TGV plants you in London, Barcelona, Milan, Amsterdam before your poodle loses hope. Short flights go everywhere else. Basically, you live in the middle of a chocolate box, and as a retired adult with impeccable taste, you are entirely within your rights to eat the lot. There are things that simply are French and cannot be exported. Fountains with better posture than you. Cafes serving as second living rooms where gossip performs philosophy in tiny cups. A language that confers a minor knighthood every time someone calls you Madame or Monsieur. And that national rhythm, elegant yet slightly indifferent, which is oddly comforting, like being ignored by a cat that secretly adores you. Here is a sample week, because retirement likes an outline. Monday, market. You accidentally acquire 6 cheeses, which is the correct number. Tuesday, a train for the frescoes. Then you stay for a pastry, which is also a fresco. Wednesday, doctor. You pay nothing at the desk and leave feeling suspiciously cared for. Thursday, language exchange at the cafe. You discover merde has roughly 12 flavors, like ice cream, but angrier. Friday, apéro with neighbors. Time becomes fluid, olives become plot points. Weekend, lunch, nap, lunch. Not gluttony, diplomacy. So, here is the grand, quiet truth. Retiring to France is not escape, it is arrival. It is deciding that time should be tasted, that conversations deserve chairs, that silence is a course between dessert and dusk. Spain will dance with you. Italy will flirt outrageously. France will pour your glass, look you steadily in the eye and say, "Right then, let's make this a life." So, bring your appetite, bring your binder. Bienvenue. Thank you for watching. I love you all. Encore? You're not supposed to be the star on this YouTube channel. So since a lot of you asked, this is châtaigne, which means chestnut in French. And she's one of my 3 cats. Yes, I love cats. They are my babies. And she's about, I don't know, 13, 14 months old. She's still a baby. And you keep interrupting my videos. Allez.